Welcome to our video series on the prevention of hate speech and disinformation.
Hello, my name is Edmund Bond. In this video, I share what we learned while researching both the root causes of hate speech in Malaysia, as well as how to sensibly resolve this ever-growing problem. The research project commissioned by Article 19 lasted 10 months, and we surveyed and spoke to Malaysians from all walks of life. From their responses, we learned that efforts to stop hate speech need to address social and cultural use of language that normalize hate speech and allow it to endure on a daily basis in our lives. We also found ways to improve tools to combat hate speech and intolerance. In human rights, some types of speech may be restricted by law. Here is Article 19's pyramid of hate speech. At the bottom, there are certain types of speech that must be protected. Then there are those that may be restricted. There are also those which must be restricted, such as speech that is proven to incite discrimination, calls to kill or carry out acts like genocide. In our work to understand the data we obtained, we relied on the work of Johan Galtung and his description of the triangle of violence. The triangle is made up of direct, structural, and cultural violence. Direct violence is easy to see. We can see people being killed or shooting each other. Structural violence we cannot see, but is instead instilled in laws, regulations, and institutions that perpetuate the use of hate speech, discrimination, or hostility. Human rights critiques structural violence very well. However, we haven't really addressed the cultural violence perspective. We have not called out hate speech as a form of cultural violence, and we have not called out the use of language as a form of violence. Language, the arts, music, pop culture, if used in a wrong way, can perpetuate violence and legitimize structural and direct violence. Language is important. It forms our identities, assigns traits to people, signals superiority. Language by itself is a form of power, and sometimes the use of certain words is so normalized that people don't see it as hate speech. They accept them and they reuse them as such. How have these violent words become so normalized? Hate speech can be normalized, personalized, and is neutralized, while some bad people take advantage of this to sensationalize such speech through social media and the internet. When it is normalized, people might think they've heard it too many times, that they have stopped asking if such speech is bad. In these cases, they see hateful speech as a joke, innocent, and even friendly. When it is neutralized, people think the particular speech is bad, but try to justify its use because they think the speech is true. When it is personalized, people detach themselves from the targets of the hate speech. They may say they don't care, it is none of their business, or they cannot relate because they are not of the same race, country, gender, social class, etc. We found that when analyzing hate speech and possible solutions, understanding context, tone, language, audience, and the speaker is key to finding solutions to combat hate speech. While human rights cannot give answers to these complexities, we should begin by examining how we use speech in our daily lives, and if we are perpetuating hate speech by mimicking or replicating it subconsciously. This does not mean that we should give up on human rights, but should start focusing on the social and cultural dimensions of hate speech.